Also, people say, I want unconditional love. Do you ever hear a bigger condition than that? I will marry you if you have unconditional love. That's my condition. And if you don't live up to that condition, we're not married anymore. Because I only married you for the love. No love, no marriage. Which just shows how you're not connecting. You're remaining two separate people. And as long as you're each getting something from the other, you'll stay. If you're not getting something, you're gone. So stop with the love. And you're not going to love a guy because you met him 6 times. So, getting to your question. When you're going out, you are being completely selfish. This is really important. When you're going out, you are being completely selfish. You're there to see what he is all about. You don't care what he thinks of you. It's not a popularity contest. So you might get advice from people saying, dress up, put on some makeup, wear them, and try to be funny, and try to be open, and try to be... Don't try to be anything. Go in your pajamas. He doesn't like you, that's his problem. You're there to see what he is about, and it's completely selfish. But what are you going to know about him? Things. Just things. That's how you date. Which, by the way, we shouldn't use that word. We don't date. Dating is a lifestyle. We don't go for that lifestyle. You meet someone. If you're going to marry him, fine. If not, bye-bye. No. This Bacher said to me, I was dating this girl. We went out, blah, 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 blah. But we broke up. I said, oh, you broke up? That must have been so painful. What did you break up? What did you break? You went 6 times, you developed a habit? You have to break your habit? What did you break? There's no break. You went out, you checked him out, you don't like him. Finished.
Or he doesn't like you.
Or he doesn't like you.
That wasn't an option.
I mean, it's not quite as simple, but almost. You go into a shoe store. You say, do you have this shoe in a size 6? No? Oh, we're going to have to break up. Break up what? It doesn't have your size. Huh? There was nothing there.
It could be upsetting sometimes.
What?
I don't have the shoe that you want in your size.
Yeah, but you're not broken up. You just have to go to the next store, which is a pain.
I have been very broken up about not finding a shoe in my size.
Really? You really
Went
love...
to a bunch of stores till I found it.
You really love shoes?
If they're one of a kind.
That shoe.
That shoe, right? So that's how it should feel.
What if you feel like you can't find the shoe? You go back to the store until someone returns the shoe.
Now,
I don't want no sloppy seconds.
so here's
You want the shoe.
here's where the difference is. Here's the difference between finding your shoe and finding the guy. You may never find the shoe, but you will find the guy. Because no shoe store put aside a pair of shoes for you 6,000 years ago. But the Eibishter put aside a neshama for you 6,000 years ago. So you will find him or he'll find you. So here's the point. You're being completely selfish. Once you decide to marry him, you got to make this dramatic shift. No more selfish. It's completely selfless. Now he's yours. You're not checking anymore. It's not about things anymore. Now it's him. That's what it feels like when you get engaged. So let's say you're really impressed that he's a really talented guy, and you get engaged, and you run to tell your friends. What do you say? You say, "Give me mazel tov, I got a talented." Or in some circles, "I got a Talmud Chacham." Good for you. Who are you going to marry? You can't marry Talmud Chacham. You got to marry the person. So what do you say when you're engaged?
So
Yep.
how do you shove through all the...
Okay. So a guy calls me and says, it's 2 weeks to my wedding, and we've been engaged for like 7 weeks. And I just noticed that she has a habit. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. You're not dating anymore. I don't care what you noticed. She's your wife. Done. Stop dating her. You get into this nasty habit. There are actually people 2 years into their marriage. Say, oh, wow. I just discovered she does. Yeah, so? You're married. Hello? Stop dating. So why do we check out things if in the end those things are not important? We check out the things to make sure that they're not important. You got that? You're not going to marry those things, but you got to check out the things to make sure that they don't irk you. So should he check out what you look like? No, he should be a Hasidic Shabbat and just marry you with his eyes closed. He's got to see what you look like. Oh, so he's just marrying my looks? No, he wants to marry you. But if your looks don't appeal to him, it's going to mess him up. He won't get to you because the look will block him. So does he need to be convinced that you are the most beautiful woman in the world? That's ridiculous. He needs to see that your looks are good for him. He's okay with it. He likes it. The most beautiful? This is not a contest. You see how fragile marriages are in the Goyish world? A guy comes home and says, we hired a secretary. She is really gorgeous. That's it. His wife wants a divorce. Why? Why? Her marriage is threatened because the secretary is gorgeous? This is a very flimsy marriage. What's wrong with the secretary is gorgeous? Only she's allowed to be gorgeous? Come on. What is that? But that's how secular people think. I found the most gorgeous woman in the world. Oh, I guess not. That's it. Marriage is over. This is nasty.
Well, once you're married, how do you work through if something changes about them that does irk you?
Your problem.
But what do you do about it?
You handle your problem.
You don't say anything.
Yeah, you do. Say, get rid of that pimple. But the point is, it's your pimple. You know what I mean? It's not a, whoa, whoa, whoa. With that, I am not married. No, you never do that. Any problem your husband has is your problem. Because he's yours. It's when you think, oh no, he's got a problem. He's got a problem. We have a problem. And yeah, there are problems. But you work on your problems. You don't divorce yourself. So it's so unfair that you can say, I'm such a klutz. You wouldn't believe it. I'm such a klutz. I can't do anything. I have two left hands. I'm divorcing my husband. Why? He's such a klutz. Why can't you say klutz with a smile? Like when you say it about yourself. So when you're a klutz, it's cute. When he's a klutz, it's the end of the marriage. Come on. Now, how do you choose? There are 8 guys, they all want to marry you.
Where did you say?
Every guy who sees you wants to marry you. How are you going to pick? There's this thing called good chemistry. Any idea what that means?
You can stand being near each other.
Most people think, because of the media and the secular, good chemistry means I find him very sexy and he finds me very sexy. That's good chemistry.
Isn't it like a spiritual energy?
Hope not. Spiritual energy is good for a Seder on Pesach. What is good chemistry? Good chemistry doesn't mean I think he's wonderful or I think she's wonderful. Because if he is wonderful, everyone will think so. It doesn't prove anything. Good chemistry is much more personal than that. He's so good looking, tall, dark, and handsome. Well, anybody can notice that. Why would you marry him? Listen to what good chemistry is. You're sitting with a guy and you're feeling a little tension. Like, what does he think of you? He's feeling a little tension. And it could be exciting. It's not a bad thing. But that's what happens when boy meets girl. That's not good chemistry. Good chemistry means you're sitting with this guy, and for the first time in your life, you feel so comfortable with yourself. And he is making you feel that way. He is sitting there, and for the first time in his life, he feels so comfortable just being himself. Because you make him feel that way. That is good chemistry. More specifically, he is sitting with you, and for the first time he feels like a real man. Feels like a man. Feels good to a man. And you're sitting there with him, and you're feeling like a woman. And it feels good. That's good chemistry. So, tell me what was wrong with this picture. A guy calls me up and he says, I met this girl, she is fantastic, she's unbelievable, she's the greatest, the best. I would follow her to the end of the world. Good news? Bad news.
His mother.
She wants a husband, not a puppy. Don't follow her to the end of the world. Now, she calls up and says, I'm going out with a guy. He is unbelievable. He is amazing. He is the most... I am willing to take care of him for the rest of my life. He's bringing out the wrong feelings in you. You're feeling protective of him. You're going to mother him? He wants a wife. So what would be good chemistry? He is sitting there thinking, I want to take care of her for the rest of her life. And she's feeling, I would support him and follow him in whatever he wants. When that happens, you get married. Is he the one? You'll find out under the chuppah. You don't know that he's the one until he puts that ring on your finger. Because you don't need to know that he's the one. All you need to know is that you want him to be the one. That's your part of the job. Whether he is the one, that's God's problem. Make sense? So if you don't know that he's the one before you marry him, what's the benefit of knowing that there is a soulmate? The benefit is when you're married and now you know he's the one, you will make it work. You will put in more effort than if you think it was just your mistake.
Are you saying like assuming that he actually likes you and wants you to be the one too?
Well, yeah, otherwise he wouldn't give you that ring.
No, before that.
Yeah. He proposes to you.
Oh, okay.
So here's another rule. Let's get down to rules. You're going with a guy and you decide you're ready to marry him. Don't tell him. Men are particular about these things. If you say, okay, I'm ready, what's he supposed to say? All right, let me propose to you. No, you already blew it. You said, what's he supposed to say? Secondly, you're making him feel bad. How come you already know and he's not decided yet?
Because you're a woman.
Because you're smarter than him. Okay, he's not very comfortable with that. So never do that. The other thing is, never meet a guy without a shadchan. Never. Not even the 10th date. Which means, at the end of each date, you say good night, stranger. And you don't give strangers your phone number. Huh?
The reality is it's not how it works these days.
That's terrible.
Already out of her scene.
It's terrible. And Shatchanim are doing this. They're saying, after the first or second date, if things are going well, you don't need me anymore. Oh, yes, we do. Look, the guy, you dated him 3 times. You went out 3 times. At the end of the 3rd date, he says, so, how about next week? And you want to say,
So just say it.
Yeah, why can't you just say
No, I'm
it?
saying sometimes if a shadchan's bad, it seems like an added negative.
yeah, but at least it's her problem, not yours.
No, like they get in the way.
They might. But the benefits are much... If he says, can we get together again on Monday? And you don't want to. But
Grow up and tell him.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard. We've all done it.
No, or you say okay and then
I
you
know it's
text
hard
him,
sometimes,
no.
absolutely it's hard. But I think having a third party.
No, you call later like I thought about it. Great.
so you're going to say no over the phone.
Yeah.
The reality is that's.
I
don't think it's
know.
gonna change. Even in my very old days, at some point, you drop the
But
shot.
you got to understand how brilliant the shadchan system is.
It's brilliant, but it's not happening.
That's sad.
I agree.
And that's what's creating a lot of problems. One guy went with this girl a number of times, decided that he's not marrying her, so he's a mensch. He's not going to just not answer her calls. Set up another date, got together, sat there in the restaurant, and said, I don't think you're for me. She brilliantly said, why? And he very honestly told her why. She didn't go out for 3 years after that.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
but that's being not aware, like, as a person. I'm saying you can go into it with the knowledge that you shouldn't be telling people why you're breaking up with them, and just say, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, but she'll say, but why? But why?
Yeah, but you know the things that I don't like about you, someone else might fall in love with you, like, for, you know.
Right, well, what don't you like about me? I need closure. In other words, I need to be devastated.